Moving on to weather now, of course, on our mind is Hurricane Milton. It's slightly weakened early this morning, but remains a Category 5 storm as it barrels toward the Florida Peninsula. The National Hurricane Center said Milton's wind speed dropped to 160 miles per hour. However, the storm's wind field should expand before landfall. The center of Milton will move across the eastern Gulf of Mexico throughout Wednesday. That hurricane is on a path to make landfall toward Sarasota, just south of Tampa Bay, Wednesday night. Storm surges are predicted to be between 10 and 15 feet in some areas.
Now, from the KQ2 Weather Desk, your KQ2 Local Weather Authority forecast with meteorologist Vanessa Alonso, sponsored by East Ridge Car Wash.
I've heard from locals who were either in Florida visiting or who go to school out in Florida. A lot of them are safely making their way back to St. Joseph and the surrounding areas. So that is really great to hear. People are taking those evacuation orders seriously. But as we've seen, it is not an easy task getting out. The traffic has been so backed up. Gas stations are empty. So this is not a joke. This is very scary and very serious.
Yeah, Courtney. And you know what? I'm glad people are listening to those officials, because think about it. 15-foot storm surge. Can you imagine how tall that is? It's a scary sight to even think about. And even my stomach is in knots just thinking about how the St. Pete, Tampa, Sarasota area is going to look like when all of this is said and done. Milton is right now making its presence known across the Sunshine State this morning with its outer bands. Now, it's looking like in the last few frames of the radar, it's looking like the eye is starting to close up just a bit. So that could be a sign that it's interacting with the wind shear and maybe weakening. We'll have to wait and see when the latest National Hurricane Center advisory comes out in about an hour and a half. I will have the latest on that on social media, on social media later this morning. But we're already starting to get those outer rain bands that has issued a couple of tornado warnings already across parts of central and southern Florida this morning, as they are going to be under a level 2 to level 3 risk for storms that will bring quick spin up tornadoes in these outer rain bands as Milton nears the Florida Peninsula. Right now, it's still holding on strong as a Category 5 hurricane with winds at 160 miles per hour. It is projected to hit somewhere between Tampa and Sarasota on the Florida Gulf Coast late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Now, I've been telling you all this. Don't focus on the category number. Regardless on how strong this storm is when it makes landfall, this is going to bring catastrophic storm surge, heavy rain, hurricane force winds of 115 miles per hour or greater. It just makes me sick to my stomach of the videos and pictures that could come in once this storm quickly races through central Florida and exits into the Atlantic as we head into Friday, and it will just become a remnant low. So my thoughts and prayers are with my family and friends in Florida. Please keep them in your prayers because they are going to need it over the next 24 to 36 hours. Back here at home, 80s are making a comeback in the forecast before a nice cool down and real fall-like temperatures move in for Sunday into early next week. We just have to get through the next few days. High pressure is taking over the Midwest. It's blocking any disturbances or systems from bringing us rain. So for today, we're just going to see mostly sunny skies, dry conditions. We're already seeing daylight peek through our tower camera looking off to the south and to the east this Wednesday morning. Currently, it's 43 here in St. Joe right now. Today, temperatures will top out around 83 degrees with a south wind. The 80s are going to stick around through Saturday before that cold front brings us down to the 60s heading into next week, Courtney. It's really going to feel like October out there.
Thank you, Vanessa.